What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at Shido. This is a layer 1 proof of stake project built on Cosmos. So the first thing to notice is that this migrated to an Ethereum contract address not too long ago, and that's why if you type Shido right here, you can actually see new and old contract. The old one was the one on BNB and the new one is the one on Ethereum. However, this is still claiming layer 1 proof of stake coin, and yes, this is actually being transitioned to its own mainnet. The mainnet is going to be deployed very, very soon. I thought they would have actually occurred by now, so I'm not sure if they're actually sticking to the timeline. If you go on their X profile, the actual pinned post right here, mainnet completion in January. A lot of promising stuff. However, we are pretty much at the end of January. It's the 23rd as the time that I'm shooting this video, and it's still not there. So I'm not exactly sure if they made further announcement. I couldn't really find extra stuff. Should be imminent. In my opinion, that would be actually very bullish news. For the moment, however, it's still a token on the Ethereum chain, and we can actually see that there's quite a few holders. There's 14k holders. Also, I was looking at here at the token wallet distribution. There's only one wallet that owns a significant percentage right here, which is 30%. Then we have Maxi with 5 and 3%, and the rest is pretty much very decentralized. So it's only this wallet that owns a considerable amount of the supply. So the total supply is 13 billion Shido. However, the circulating supply data is apparently wrong because they're not taking into account the staked tokens. This is actually much closer to 100% of the circulating supply. So as a result, this doesn't look to be incredibly inflationary. It should be deflationary, if anything. And also because they're literally burning the transaction fees, which is probably one of the things that sounds most promising about this project as a layer 1, because they burn both the base and the priority transaction fees, making it very different from the majority of layer 1 projects that you see out there. So before I discuss the utility of the tokens, I go to the website, etc. This was one of the main things that was putting me off this project. The fact that they have a sell tax. The sell tax is 6%, which is considerable. It's a lot. I usually stay away from 99% of projects that have a sell tax. And by the way, guys, full transparency, I literally don't hold any Shido, so I really don't care if this pumps or dumps to zero. I honestly can't care less because I don't hold this project. Maybe I'm gonna buy some in the very near future, who knows, but as of the time that I'm shooting this video, I actually don't hold any of this, so I'm literally completely unbiased. The sell tax is definitely a big deal for me. However, we gotta say that they got recently a Maxi listing, and because of this, you can actually buy on a centralized exchange and you're not gonna incur in any buy or sell tax, which is definitely promising. And in fact, it seems like 70% of the total daily volume comes from Maxi. If you're looking to buy these tokens on Maxi or any other project for the matter, I am a Maxi affiliate, so you can check out in the description for a referral link that will give you literally extra free bonus on USDT at registration. The market cap is 81 million, so I still consider this a small cap, but it's definitely entering the mid cap territory. The mid cap territory to me starts at 100 million range, so definitely not too far, and I think that we were actually there before we got the correction of the last few days, because as you guys know, Bitcoin is dropping below 40k, everything is dropping as a result. But we can see that the trend in the last month of Shido, wow, it's been like exponential. This has really been pumping a lot. So let's actually take a further look at what Shido is. Let's take a look on the website. As I said, this is still built on Ethereum, but it's a layer 1 proof of stake project. Now, I'm more bullish on projects that are usually proof of work, and you guys already know all the drill. I don't have to repeat it every freaking time, but it's built on Cosmos layer 0, so apparently... So, of course, as a result, the transaction fees are going to be pretty much non-existent. And also because of the fact that they are burning both on the base and the priority fees, essentially operating in a zero gas fee environment, which is great. They claim 10,000 average transactions per second. However, I want to see how it develops when they actually pass to the mainnet, because this is still a token on Ethereum, so it's in testnet, essentially. The average transaction fee 0.01, which is then actually burned. So, well, that's definitely promising. 3.7 billion of the total supply is burned. 0.90 seconds time to finality and infinite scalability. Wow, nice. I mean, take everything with a pinch of salt, of course, because we need to see this actual data when this actually launches on its own mainnet. It seems like the ecosystem is growing a lot. 57 projects compatible with it and 10 native projects on Shido. This is actually compatible with Amazon Web Services, BNB Chain, Astroport, like a lot of bullish stuff right there, which actually sounds very promising, I'm not gonna lie. They have their own website, their own mobile app, their own launchpad, so they actually aim to be way more than a layer 1. In my opinion, I would actually compare something like this to the Injective ecosystem. However, guys, if I'm looking at Injective, the market cap of Injective right now is going for the 3 billion, so if you're looking for a comparable solution, which is still not listed essentially in any major exchange or any tier 1 centralized exchange, they just literally got a recent listing on Maxi, and that's probably what also caused the pump in price. I do actually believe that this could be a decent project. So you can actually get a DeFi card. It can be both KYC or non-KYC, which is definitely a good direction that this project is heading towards, because if they actually provide a card in which you can spend your money without KYC, that definitely solves a lot of problems with crypto. However, I'm not exactly sure because I haven't researched all the nitty-gritty of it, but I would assume that it can only be non-KYC if you don't go overboard with your spending limits, etc. So there must be some kind of like restriction, because of course that wouldn't happen otherwise. Here's some comparison with Shido and Ethereum. Of course, this is much faster and much more efficient. I wasn't mentioning actually, they have their own stable coin, which is not backed by any fiat behind it. So of course, USDT, USDC, they're all pegged with the US dollar, but this is actually a stable coin with its own value that is not backed by any real world asset or fiat currency. So that is actually something interesting. I really am curious to see how this develops. This is probably something that the crypto industry needs to be more decentralized. This is definitely something extremely interesting, and I definitely see this as a narrative that can definitely pick up, maybe not in the immediate short term, but perhaps in the medium term and by the end of the decade, let's say. So pretty much is another layer 1 that aims to solve the trilemma. So I know that a lot of people are gonna put it in comparison with other projects like Kaspa. This is not as decentralized as Kaspa. It doesn't aim to be, but in terms of scalability, security, it definitely solves a lot of things. You could argue that it enters the sphere of the trilemma solver, like already a Lithium, Tectum, like all of these projects are doing. And in my opinion, as much as I'm bullish on Casman, as long as it's literally the biggest holding of my portfolio, I'm definitely interested in projects like this that have very, very advanced tech. You don't have to just pick one over the other. I would always recommend to diversify a little bit. It's okay to have a favorite project or anything, but even as bullish as I am on projects like Caspa or even Injective for the matter, I definitely do recommend to look into this project because this tech actually seems very legit, interoperable with all of these other EVM compatible networks, which is definitely something very bullish because it's actually, this is far from a ghost chain, interoperable with pretty much everything and being infinitely scalable as described right here. It's also carbon neutral, climate change friendly, etc. If you happen to give a I personally don't care about that. That is not what drives the price of a crypto. There's more information about the native stablecoin right here. And I gotta say that the stablecoin is probably one of the things that interested me the most, because even if I see a project like Injective, etc., this might actually be the jolly that this project has to actually differentiate itself from the competition. And also the card, I gotta say, which also has 0% fees on spending. That's actually a big deal. It claims to have a massive integration worldwide with 45 million merchants and ATMs, non-KYC options, as I was saying before. And also, don't count me as tax advice, but I do know that with some of these cards, you actually can count this spending as capital loss. So it will essentially offset your capital gains balance and you're gonna end up paying less taxes. But of course, this is gonna depend on your jurisdiction. This is not financial advice as always, and most definitely not tax advice, so don't quote me on that. This is just what I assume on the top of my head, also comparing it to other debit cards that other exchanges like Bybit are offering. The card for the moment is fully digital, but they're actually gonna launch the physical card in 2024. This is definitely something interesting, guys, at least to me, and I'm definitely going to research this much further in the future. So they're aiming to build their own launchpad, I guess, by the end of the year. I don't know much about it. I don't think that this is going to give access to seed sale, private sale. It's probably going to be just public sales, IDOs. I honestly wasn't able to find too much information about this, so yeah, I can't really speak about it. So the team is doxed. However, when you go to Shido team, it seems to redirect to a 404 page, which is definitely not promising. However, the team is doxed, so don't worry. You can actually check them out on LinkedIn, and this is the CEO, which happens to have a decent following on X. I couldn't find too much information about the background of these people, to be completely honest, but for now I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. They should just probably make it more evident that they're docs and probably update the web page on their website, because that doesn't look that professional. But this guy is definitely putting his face out there. He's actually participated to quite a few AMAs and spaces. Now here's the web app of Shido. So it offers different services. There's a staking option right here, which is 8% APR at the moment. Now I'm not sure if it varies that much. It's 4 billion tokens currently staked, which is definitely a big deal. If you add the 4 billion to the 8.5 billion right here, you end up having 12.5 billion tokens actually in circulation. So there's actually 500 million that are not released at the moment. So this is literally close to 99% of circulating supply. That is definitely more bullish even of looking at the data right here. I don't even understand why it's even verified if it's not even accurate, but that's a story for another video. There's also other services right here. There's a swap function, and there's actually a trading function right here. Quite a few trading pairs. You can actually find like pretty much all of the biggest trading pairs available in the market. They're also going to implement apparently yield farming and liquidity pools, but there's no option available right here. There's a bridge function. I would suppose that you can actually find all of these functions in the mobile app, but I haven't had the chance to download it. Also, very bullish stuff. The roadmap is actually fully updated, which is actually an exception to the rule for most projects that still don't have an updated timeline for 2024. So we can see right here, they're going to have an additional audit from Ox Security right here. The mainnet is aiming to be completed by January 2024. 1 week left, so I'm not sure if they're actually going to delay this. Let's see. Browser extension. So right now it's only on the app Shido and on the mobile app, but they're also going to have a browser extension for Chrome. Liquidity protocol launch coming in February. They're going to have a hackathon and mainnet V2 upgrade already in February, which is literally 1 month from deployment. So in my opinion, this is nothing short of impressive. It actually sounds very, very promising. So I just hope that they don't delay the mainnet completion. And I mean, they literally have an upgrade scheduled for next month. I'm definitely curious to see what the project has in the cards for us. Now, in terms of price prediction, this is very hard to make any prediction at all, to be completely honest with you guys. It's 80 million in market cap, so it's still a low cap by all means, but it's about to enter mid-cap territory. The chart is looking more bullish than ever. It seems like we actually just had this correction in the past few days just because Bitcoin dropped 40k, and as I said before, everything is dropping. All of the altcoins are literally bleeding. The price is very likely to swing both up and down in the upcoming days, especially if they actually deploy the mainnet. It could be a sell the news event, maybe for a few days, but maybe not. Maybe we're just gonna pump back up. I can't really say for the moment, but I definitely foresee a lot of price action coming in the upcoming weeks, and this is probably going to do very well. Now, if you're looking for a layer 1 that claims to solve the trilemma, which is way more than a layer 1, something actually similar to Injective, but at a much lower market cap, also as a DEX, which gives you literally a debit card solution, which gives you so many more options other than just being a layer 1 proof of stake project. Definitely think that this project seems very promising. My biggest flag was literally the sell tax, but now that it's listed on Maxi, you're not going to pay any taxes to sell your tokens, and again, it's going to move to its own mainnet, so the project could actually be legit even in my eyes. So as a result, guys, I do believe that this project could have a lot of potential, and I wouldn't hesitate to put a few percentages of allocation of my portfolio into a project like this. So I hope you guys found value out of this. Of course, the place to be if you want to connect with me any further is the Patreon. You're going to get access not only to all of my buying sellers, but also exclusive content, private live streams, and overall access to literally the best community in crypto right now. See it for yourself. I have a proven track record of all the profits that I'm generating for my Patreon with the buy alerts right here. The track record speaks for itself. I don't need to sell it to you any further. Just join and see it for yourself. It's just so freaking cheap. It's actually gonna increase in price with the bull run. So get in while you can, and you can actually lock in this price forever ahead of every price increase that is gonna occur during the bull run. So I hope to see you there, guys, and help you out with your crypto investing journey. And as always, take care for now.